My next guest is going to be taking on Alex Morono coming up here at UFC Fight Night on November 14th. It is Rhys McKee joining me here on the program. Rhys, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. Having a good day, and thanks for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure.
No problem. It's great to talk to you, man. You're a guy I've wanted to interview for a while, so really happy about this. Let's start first with the fight being in Las Vegas. I know for a lot of fighters that's sort of a milestone. Does it add a little bit more for you getting to fight in the fight capital of the world?
Yeah, I'm a huge Vegas fan. I've been there twice for holidays, and actually the last time we were there, we said we wouldn't go until I was fighting there. So that was last year, and this year I'm fighting there. So I cannot wait. I absolutely love Vegas.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. Now, I imagine you got some good notice for this fight, unlike last time where it was kind of a short notice thing. Like, when did you find out about this fight?
Yeah, well, I was actually preparing to go back to Fight Island. So I got the call that it was Alex Morono on my birthday, so I had another 8 weeks from then. So I must have done about 14 weeks for this fight, so plenty of notice. It's fantastic, and I really can't wait to show what I can do with a full camp.
Did you have to put the birthday cake down? Or were you eating cake at the time? Or
no, 170 is nice. I have birthday cake, enjoyable, but maybe not. I wouldn't have any now, but I mean, I did then for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually, because I know in your career you fought at lightweight as well. What brought you to that decision to stay at welterweight? Was the cut too tough, or you just feel better at 170? What's sort of the reason?
Yeah, it was getting to the point to make 155. I was cutting from about 172 the night before, which is ridiculous. 12 hours, you're cutting near 20 pounds. I was getting to the point where I was getting in these fights at lightweight with guys I knew weren't my level, and they were looking on my level. So for me, I wanted to go into fights and show the best version of me, and a weight cut 155 version was definitely not that. So welterweight's my home.
Let's talk about your last fight quickly. You always learn more from a loss than a win. I don't think anyone can have a tougher UFC debut. You're fighting the guy that everyone's talking about, Khamzat Chimaev. What did you learn the most from that? Because that was kind of like, that was just a crazy, and the fact you had to fight on short notice was just a crazy circumstance.
Yeah, I actually learned a lot about myself in that process. I learned that I back up what I say. I call myself a fighter in every term, and when they rung in 6 days, I was willing to go. Yes, it wasn't ideal. The preparation definitely wasn't perfect. It was far from it. But again, I answered the phone when they called, and it's something I would do again. I'm an extreme, I call myself an extreme fighter in every shape of the word. So. I learned a lot about myself. As for the experience, it was amazing. It was, it shows why the UFC is the UFC, and it's so different to all these other promotions. It was remarkable. It really was.
And the UFC must have been happy with you, not only taking it on short notice, but we're seeing how tough it is to book Chimaev now with, guys not wanting to fight him and stuff. And the fact that you not only did that, but you did it for your debut. A lot of fighters, I don't know if they would take that opportunity. Did you get that sense after the fight? They're like, hey, thanks. We owe you one.
Yeah, maybe a bit. I feel the real respect, and they understand. Again, I'm a fighter. I'm a showman. I'm here to fight every time. And I do have a sense of that. The UFC like fighters. I know a lot of people turned that fight down. I know a lot have turned it down since, and I still can't get my head around why or that understanding being a fighter. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. You're fighting Alex Morono. You got to be thrilled about this matchup. This is a guy that always, comes forward, makes it an exciting fight. Just from a style perspective, how do you look at this one?
Yeah, I love this fight. On paper, if I could ask for a style of opponent, body shape, everything is Alex Morono for this fight. I think it's perfect. He's exciting, he's tough, he's aggressive, he's durable. I think he's underestimated by a lot of people. I rate him high. I really do. I think he's going to bring out a fantastic fight, but I think in the end it will show my game the best, and I believe I'll put on a spectacle. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait.
And we talked about the fact you got some notice for this one. So how did camp go? How's camp going? How have you structured things? And who's been helping you get ready for this fight?
You know what? It's been crazy. I feel like I've done 3 training camps in one. I've been to different gyms, and then maybe a week off, and then starting a new phase with another gym, and loads of wrestling, loads of jiu-jitsu, loads of striking. Started with a new Thai coach, and it's just very exciting. It's all very new, like a fresh. I feel rejuvenated for, not that I'm old in my career by any means, but it's definitely rejuvenating this fight, and Yeah, it's good. Lockdown has been weird over the at the start of when the Chimaev fight happened. Lockdown was funny, so we finally got out of that mess a bit, and it's a bit of normality now.
What about main guys? Was there anyone you worked with a little bit more in terms of training partners?
We got specific. We got a lot of guys in that I feel fit the bill with Morono. Got a lot of nice boxers in. Ireland's lucky. We have a lot of good boxers, a lot of good kickboxers. So, I've got young, hungry, fresh guys wanting to take my head off every round, and it's perfect. It's, they come aggressive. They're looking to earn their stripes in the gym, and, they played a massive part for this training camp for me. And, we're going to see that on November 14th for sure.
And imagine weight cut a lot easier than 155, right? Everything's going well ahead of this one?
Yeah. It's a lot easier, also working with the UFC. I've been working with the PI a bit for my weight, bringing it down. And, I have guys at home here who have always done my weight cut since I was amateur. So it's no different that way. We're always professional, we're always on the money. But, welterweight is definitely nicer.
Yeah, no, I imagine. And we talked about your team. Who's going to be in the cage with you that night in terms of your cornerman?
Yeah, so Rodney Moore, my head coach over there, Stuart Graham, who's always there. And the last time my jiu-jitsu coach missed out, he didn't have his passport. His passport was out of date, so luckily he'll be here again in Vegas. So that's the free team coming.
How do you see this fight playing out on November 14th?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be first round. There'll be a feeling out process. He'll start to feel the power and start to fade away. And I believe if it's not the end of the first, it'll be early second. I just believe he'll break in front of me.
Downtime, what's that looking like for you during camp? I know you're a busy guy. You're in the gym all the time. You're training, but are you getting in any video games or Netflix or anything like that in between training sessions?
I've took a real binge to Netflix at the minute. Like we have some good shows back home. Well, I think they're back home shows like Line of Duty and stuff. So we've been binging them and, completing series in too quick a time. But as you said, it's downtime and it's good rest and recovery and, but they have you hooked on the late nights and then you're staying up a bit later to watch them.
I know, you got to weigh the options. It's like, do I want to stay up and finish this or do I wait till the next day? It's tough, man, because that's the thing. You have everything at your disposal. It's not like regular TV where you got to tune in next week, right? So.
Yeah, that's the problem, and it's there and you just want to know the story, but it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. No, I'll warn you, though. So if you go to the U.S., the Netflix is different there, right? They're going to have different stuff than what you'll have in the U.K.?
Yeah, because I always hear about people in the UK will always try and get some, proxy thing where they get on
like
the
a VPN.
US
Yeah, so you can watch the U.S. Like, I'm in Canada. We have the same problem. Our Netflix selection is terrible compared to what they got in the States. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so maybe that's something. Maybe it'll be better, and I'll be looking for the VPNs to get onto the USA. So.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, it's sort of figured out.
I want to bring a PlayStation.
How long's that travel time for you, by the way, getting over to Vegas?
Yeah, well, I believe we fly from Belfast to London, which is an hour, then a 10-hour flight to Dallas, and then a 2-hour flight to Vegas. I believe 3 hours maybe.
Yeah.
So, you're talking 14 hours all in, but as I said to my cornerman last night, if I ever complain about fighting in the UFC in Las Vegas for whatever
right,
reason,
yeah, puts things in perspective, right? Yeah, just a little bit.
I shouldn't be here, so I'll never complain about that.
What do you do on the plane aside from napping? Are you do you read a book? You podcast guy? What would I find you doing on there?
I'm a kid when I travel. I'm a bit of everything. I'll be 5 minutes in a book and then 10 minutes on the iPad and then 10 on the laptop and then talking and sleeping. So I just do whatever. But our team, we have a very jokey team. We'll have a laugh the whole way. We'll be
pranks
laughing
on each other and stuff. Yeah.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to have some variety. I always tell people whenever you're traveling, don't just rely on the airplane entertainment because sometimes you might not get a good movie or you never know, right? So I'm like you. I come prepared. I bring the video game system, like the portable one. I bring some podcasts, maybe bring a book just in case because I'm like you. I need to be entertained all the time, right? So.
Well, I like coming home with snacks, but I can never get them on the way there.
Right. Yeah. Oh no. Of course. Yeah. Because you're cutting weight, right? So yeah, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So there you go. Awesome. Rhys, this was a lot of fun, man. Really appreciate the time. It's UFC Fight Night coming up here November 14th. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
You know what? I just Rhys McKee MMA and all social media, and you'll see all my sponsors and team there. It's the only fair way to do it. Give everybody a shout out there. So, yeah, that's my piece. Thank you very much.